Hi everybody, welcome back to Brelsford Family Homestead. I'm Darcy. Today we are going to be making almond extract. And actually this video is going to all be together, but I'm going to film it over a 3 to 6 month period of time so you can see from the start to the finish of making the almond extract. And this here is what we're going to be using. Let me tip you down here. These are not almonds. I know you're thinking, well, why are you not using almonds for almond extract? Well, for almond extract, they actually use apricot kernels. These are sweet, organic sweet apricot kernels. This is a 1 pound bag, and you can get these on Amazon. I'll link them below. And the 1 pound bag will make 2 of this recipe, which I'm going to do. So the apricot is in the same family as the almond, and strangely enough, once extracted, it gives a more almond flavor extract than putting almonds in it. Who knew? Did you know? So I have 1 cup right here. I have a baking sheet, lines of some parchment paper, and I have already preheated my oven to 200 degrees, and we're just going to put them in the oven for 20 minutes. You're going to need some alcohol. I'm going to use vodka for one and some rum for the other. I have made vanilla extract with both of these, so I have them on hand. I'll link that video here. You'll need a jar of some sort. For the recipe, it'll have to be at least a pint. I like to use these while my mouth quarts. And then you're going to need like a baking sheet of some kind, or a cast iron skillet to roast at 200 degrees for 20 minutes, the kernels, a ½ cup per recipe. And then we're going to smash them a little bit after, or crack them, so you need a rolling pin or a mallet or something like that. And it's that simple. So we will measure out our alcohol, which is 12 ounces. I will copy the recipe below. And then we will add a ½ cup per 12 ounces of alcohol once they're done roasting. After this sits for 2 to 3 weeks, you will need to strain it. I'm going to be using a bag that I use for yogurt. It's, I think, labeled as like a nut milk and yogurt bag. Those will be linked below. Also, you could use coffee filters or something, but after this sits in the alcohol for 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to strain it, roast some more kernels, and put those in. Do the same thing again 2 to 3 weeks later, and then put more in and let it sit for 2 months or more until the taste is right. And there'll be a taste test that we'll do together later to see if we think that it's ready. While we're waiting for those to roast, I'm going to go ahead and get the alcohol into the jars. These mason jars already have a handy dandy little measurement on the side, so I don't have to get out a measuring cup. We need 12 ounces. So let me turn you down here once I can get that cork out of there. All right, so first up is rum. So we're gonna do 12 ounces of that. Is that 12 ounces? Yes, it is. It's like right on the money. Okay, let's get the vodka. All right, both of those are right at 12 ounces. Great. Now we just wait for those apricot kernels. I wanted to show you something that I am doing. I still need to do the one with vodka, but I put some painter's tape. You could use something else, some sticker or whatever. It says almond extract with rum, but then I also put the dates that I need to work on this. So today is actually January 6, 2023. So I have that on here as when I started. And then I'm going to go with 3 weeks instead of 2. It says 2 to 3 weeks. I'm just going to go longer because usually the longer the better. So on January 27th, I'm going to strain this and switch out the kernels. And then on February 17th, I'm going to strain it and put in the final set of kernels. And then at 2 months, we're going to test it to see if it's finished. And that will be on April 17th, 2023. So I just put that on there to help me because I'm sure, like many of you, I've got plenty of other things on my mind. I don't want to forget when I have to deal with that, and I will probably actually put a reminder in the calendar on my phone. Our kernels are done. So we're just going to, I'm going to go ahead and take out a half a cup of this since I'm putting, you know, half in rum and half in vodka. This isn't super hot, but so we do need to crush these a little bit. Oh, the pan's hot. Let's see. Sorry if that's super loud. You know, I'm going to use my mallet because that doesn't really look like it's breaking all that much. Okay, that's better. Still not. I want that broken up a little bit more. I went ahead and switched to a Ziploc bag so I could actually see what I was doing here. Some of those were not getting smashed and others were. This is much better. And also they're not going to go flying across your kitchen if the parchment paper isn't there. And these don't have to be smashed to smithereens, but I want to make sure that every one is at least cracked a little. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and do the rum first. Try not to spill any like I just did. All right. Oh, I guess we'll pick up the little pieces. We don't want to waste anything, right? Of course, I cleaned the counter first. So there's that one. See, that was easy. Let's do the other one. That's sufficient this time, since I'm not going to be able to reuse this bag for anything. I'll just snip the tip off. Make that a little easier for pouring that in. All right, there we got both of them. I'm going to stick these in my cabinet with where I have my vanilla extract, and I'll come back in about 3 weeks. It has been 3 weeks since we started our almond extract with apricot kernels. So today we're going to strain these. We're going to roast some more kernels and put them back in the existing vodka and rum. To strain them, I'm just going to do it in a jar. I have these bags. They are called nut milk or yogurt bags. So I have a couple of them, and just so I can make sure I can get it all out and do it hopefully neatly, I'm just kind of sticking it inside the jar like this. So first, let's measure out our apricot kernels here. We need, since I'm doing 2, I can, since we're doing 2, I'm going to use a cup. And I will separate them into a half a cup portions before we put it in. So I just have a piece of parchment paper on this. We're gonna put this in the oven at 200 degrees for 20 minutes. While that is going, let's go ahead and strain it. I'm going to, so I don't mix them up, I'm gonna go ahead and take the tape off of my existing jar and put it on the new one. This one is the one we did with vodka. Now let's see, should I use a, let's do it. A canning funnel, so hopefully I don't lose any of this here. Doesn't smell bad. I am going to have to look up if I can use these kernels for something because I can't. I thought I read that you can, but I can't remember. I'll look it up and I guess include that in our next portion, next time we strain this. All right, there's one down. I'm just gonna let that sit there and drip while we're waiting for the others. It has changed. This is the vodka, so it's definitely, let me turn you up. That's a little awkward, isn't it? It's definitely changing colors. It's kind of almost a peachy color. Huh, wonder why. Apricots, maybe? I don't know. It's kind of the color of the skins of those. Let me rinse my funnel out here. Let's get the one in rum strained as well. Sorry, that was probably pretty loud, huh? Okay. Let's hold those up together so we can see. Let's hold them up so you can see the color difference. This is the rum and this is the vodka. There's actually not a huge, I mean, obviously there's a color difference, but I had almost expected there to be more since obviously rum is darker than vodka. Vodka is clear. That's interesting. Let's see. The nuts right now don't really smell like anything. Definitely smells like alcohol. Woo! Okay, it didn't have a smell at first. I guess I got my nose farther down in there. My grandmother would say that'd put hair on your chest. This one smells nicer. I mean, like more like the almond extract, maybe? I don't know. So we'll see. I'm gonna let those sit there and drain while we wait on the kernels in the oven. Okay, the kernels are roasted. Let's take these bags out of these jars. And then we need to crush these a little bit. I already have one half cup, one batch of them in this bag. I'm really looking forward to trying this in my peach pudding recipe. Okay, see you back in 3 weeks. Hi everybody, it's been 3 weeks and it's time to strain our almond extract again. We're going to strain this, roast some more kernels and add them, and then this is gonna sit for about another 2 months. So it is now mid-February, it will be mid-April before hopefully this is done. We'll come back and do a taste test. So what I'm gonna do different this time than I did when we strained last time is I'm going to let it sit here for longer. It just seems like there was a lot of moisture, a lot of alcohol still in the kernels that I had to throw away. I did find out, however, that there's no use for these once they have been in here, so you can't use them for anything else. So we'll just be tossing them. So this is the one that's in vodka. Okay. Still smells alcohol-y, but of course that will. But I do smell like a sweetness to it. See if I can get these all in here without making a mess. The oven's preheated. So we're going to roast this other 1 cup of kernels to stick back in here, a 1/2 cup per jar. I'll get a spatula and scrape all the rest of those out. Okay, this is the one that's in rum. I need to switch my tape over so I don't get these mixed up. This one smells a little sweeter, but it could just be the rum, but it definitely has an alcohol smell. Let's see, get a spoon or something here. We'll see how much we actually have before we add those other kernels. There will be some loss, obviously, of the volume of extract versus how much alcohol you started with, because they do absorb some of that. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how much we get. As you can see, this is the rum. It is definitely more cloudy than the vodka. Let's get that one up. I guess not terribly, but let me hold them both up at the same time. Try not to. This one's darker, but it would, well, of course, it was darker to begin with. I'm gonna let these sit here and strain. I'm gonna get the kernels in the oven, and then I'll show you how much we have versus how much we started with. Just wanted to show you what I was doing to try to get as much of the liquid out, as I have this little canning funnel here. And then I'm just, these again are bags that are intended for nut milks or yogurt. And so I'm just pressing it. I already did it once, a bunch came out, but so that will help speed up this process and just press as much of that liquid out as possible. And I will do it on this one too. There's still a good bit in there if you could hear that. I'm just gonna let these sit here while the kernels are roasting. I've got the kernels all roasted, smashed up and everything already. Didn't think you needed to see that again, but I thought it was really interesting. This here, these mason jars have measurements on them, which is nice. So this is just barely over 8 ounces, maybe 8.5 possibly. We started out with 12 ounces. So that's a significant loss. And this is just about the same. So both alcohols behave similarly. So that's something to note. So if you're needing a lot for gifts or something like that, you may, if you start out with 12 ounces, it'll be interesting to see how much we have at the end. But you may need to adjust your levels for that. These things do take a while. They're not a instant gratification thing by any means, but they are quicker than vanilla extract. It's a year. So it does take a little bit of planning, but I know this is gonna be well worth it. So I just dumped those kernels in there, and we're going to let those sit for 2 more months. So about, according to my Tayfun here, we'll check these on April 17th, and we'll give it a taste test to make sure it's ready and let it sit longer. But this is the final time that we will add kernels in. So I will see you back in about 2 months, but it will seem like a few seconds to you. Today's the day. We're gonna strain our almond extract for the last time. So we've got one here in vodka, one in rum. We started these on January 6th, on the 6th, and today is April 17th. So we're gonna strain them. I'm gonna use these yogurt nut milk bags. I love these for so many things. They're linked below. If it's still cloudy, we could put it through a coffee filter, but it doesn't affect like the taste or anything like that. It's just for appearances. So I'll just decide later if I'm gonna do that, and we'll see what it looks like after we put it through the nut milk bag. I have already prepared my little shot glass and a little cup with some milk and sugar to give it a taste test too, since we have 2 different ones. So let's get to straining. Okay, I'm just going to strain each one of these into a measuring cup, and then I'm going to lift them up so they can drip to make sure we get all of that goodness out. Let's see, what we're starting with first is the one in rum. Let's give it a sniff. Okay, smells good. We'll still have some alcohol taste, or not. It will still have some alcohol smell because we haven't like cooked it or anything to get the alcohol out, but you can definitely smell the that almond kind of smell. All right, let's see how we can do this. That's pretty cloudy, but that's okay. See if this will work. Hopefully, okay. I'm gonna stick that to the side with the jar I used so I don't mix them up. All right, the next one is vodka. Well, you know, that one would be darker, wouldn't it? Because it was the rum. All right, this bag is a little bit bigger, so I don't probably have to balance it like I did the other. I am going to squeeze that though. Let's pull that back off. When we're all done here, we'll look to see exactly how many ounces we got compared to what the alcohol amount we started with, since we obviously lose some from the kernels absorbing it. So all right, let's go ahead and do our taste test here. While that's going, skip out a couple of drops there. Go. I made a mess. Well, I guess you're not working in the kitchen if you're not making a mess, right? Now I'm gonna leave these hang like this for a little bit after we do this taste test, and then I'll bring you back to see it and measure it and all that kind of stuff. Okay, let me turn you up here. I got these all mixed up. I'm gonna let them sit for a couple of minutes, and then I'll come back to taste test them and let you know what I think, and we'll see what the strained extract looks like up close. All right, while I was waiting, I went ahead and made some cutie little labels for the jars I'm going to put them in. I'm just gonna put them in mason jars for right now. I may go look and find some cute bottles, especially if I gift any of this. But first I wanted you to see, I'm gonna go ahead and just for the sake of it to see what we would like, I'm gonna put it through a coffee filter to see if it clears it up at all. These are the sweet kernels, and from everything I have read, there is some difference in the final product as far as taste and how clear it is, so we'll see how that goes. And maybe I need to order some of the bitter kernels so we can do this again and truly have a comparison. So let's try. It's good, but it doesn't taste exactly like I thought it would. That one, I mixed them up. I'll have to look in the video to see which one I put in this one. It might be the amount of sugar or something that I put in here to bring out the taste. I'm excited to try making my peach pudding with this. It's good. I'll put that recipe up here. Really delicious family recipe. So I'm going to just use some of these coffee. I don't even use these for my coffee, but I had them for like crafts, so I'm gonna use them for this. People say to get them wet first, so let's go ahead and do that. I dipped it in some water, and this is the jar I'm gonna store it in. So let's first do, I'm gonna put the tape. Before we do this, I'm gonna put that tape on this jar so I do not get them mixed up. But there is just under 1 cup of each of these. Whoa, well, this, it's always better with the camera, right? These funnels aren't the best to use because they fall through. Why didn't I think of that? Let me grab a mesh strainer. That was funny. All right, let's do this again. Put it in my little, and I do see some stuff on there already as far as like sediment. Pour. I really need to push you down. Let's see. All right, we're gonna do this slowly since this one is a small. I don't want it to overflow. I'm just going to let that one go like that. Let's take the tape off the other one. I have a bigger mesh strainer I can use for that one. Let's get it wet first. Okay. I've never done it where you get to the coffee filter wet before, but apparently it helps it go through easier, faster. I don't know. I can see, I don't know if you can tell on camera, the one I'm pouring right now is definitely a lot clearer inside the jar. So for aesthetic purposes, maybe that is the way to go. Oop. This one is not straining nearly as quickly. I'll bring you back once it's all done. That straining process did take a lot longer than I expected, but it gave me a chance to do some math and let you know how much all this cost. But I wanted you to see, there was a lot of sediment. This is from the rum, and there ended up being a little less rum when all was said and done than the vodka. I'm not sure exactly why, but this is the rum, this is the vodka. I put the little labels on there. So these are half pints. So we're just gonna go with, there's about 7 ounces of extract here. I got into my cabinet. My daughter was asking me about how much it would cost and all that. And I have This one, it is not organic. It's just the regular Watkins pure almond extract. The ingredients are water, alcohol, 32%, and oil of bitter almond. So I do have bitter almond kernels in my Amazon cart right now that I am going to buy, and I will make another video making that, and then I will compare these two extracts in the end of that video. Obviously it's gonna take some time because you know I started this on January 6th and today is April 17th. So, but stay tuned for that one. But I wanted to let you know the math, okay? And this bottle, when I looked it up in a couple different grocery apps, was around $3.69, and this is 2 ounces. For the organic version, a 2-ounce bottle was $15.26. Now, I did not use organic alcohol. Is there even a thing? I've never looked for that for like rum and vodka, but I did use organic sweet apricot kernels. So the straining process took a lot longer than I thought it would. Wanted to show you this. I went ahead and put it through the coffee filters. This is from the rum, so there was quite a bit of sediment. So they definitely come out a lot clearer. This is the vodka. This is the rum. So I did a little math while we were waiting. My daughter was asking me how much it cost and what the difference was between the stores. So the almond extract I had before is just, this is found at most regular grocery stores. It's the Watkins pure almond extract. It's not organic or anything. I did use organic sweet apricot kernels. The alcohol, I think it was Mount Gay, been at the beginning of this video, and Kettle One. So I just used the price of Kettle One vodka to figure out the price for this because I did not purchase the rum. It was a gift. And so I just wanted to try to give you the numbers. This, by looking up at grocery store apps, is about $3.62 for 2 ounces. They have an organic option for two ounces, and it's $15.26. So I started out with 12 ounces of alcohol, 12 ounces of rum, 12 ounces of vodka. We ended up with roughly 7 ounces at the end because the kernels do soak up some. So you do lose probably, 5 ounces at least from the beginning till the end. Not a big deal, but I did put the full 12 ounces in my price. So looking at a bottle of Kettle One that is 1.75 liters, it comes out to about 59 cents per ounce. And then I spent about just under $17 for the apricot kernels. So all in all, it was for one container, one of these, $15.58. So $2.23 per ounce. So not bad at all. Obviously you have the fun and making it yourself. This is a lot of extract. I am going to make some with the bitter kernels. I already have it in my Amazon cart so that I can compare the two. I will make a second video of that one at some point, but I will compare the bitter to the sweet in the end of that video, just to see if one gives a better taste than the other. This does not expire, so this will take me a very long time to go through myself, but I plan to get some little cute bottles or something and gift them to people maybe next Christmas or something like that. But I hope you've enjoyed this process with me. I know it's kind of expanded from January until today, but I wanted you to be able to see the whole process in one video and not have to, find a whole playlist just for one extract. I really enjoyed doing this. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll put the other extracting videos I have up here. Until next time, God bless.